Imagine a world submerged under a cataclysmic mud flood, civilizations buried, history rewritten. This is the mud flood theory, a hypothesis shrouded in mystery and skepticism. A theory that suggests advanced societies might have been wiped out, their existence hidden beneath layers of mud. Stay tuned as we delve into this enigma, challenging mainstream history. Prepare to question what you know and embark on a journey to uncover the truth. The mud flood theory, a forgotten past or a fabricated myth? Journey with us as we unravel the mysteries of the mud flood theory, a fascinating narrative that challenges conventional historical timelines and suggests a catastrophic event reshaped the foundations of civilization. This theory has ignited the curiosity of alternative history enthusiasts and skeptics alike, proposing that a vast and unexplained cataclysm, referred to as the mud flood, buried the achievements of past societies, leaving only whispers of their existence. Welcome to Top Thangs. Today we embark on a quest for truth, examining the evidence, the controversies, and the implications of this enigmatic theory. The mud flood theory, an examination. The mud flood theory has emerged as a topic of considerable interest and debate, particularly among enthusiasts of alternative history and conspiracy theories. This theory posits that a significant event, often referred to as the mud flood, occurred in the relatively recent past, reshaping civilization and subsequently being erased or obscured in historical records. Proponents of this theory suggest that remnants of this catastrophic event are visible but largely misinterpreted or ignored by mainstream history and archaeology. This analysis delves into the various facets of the mud flood theory, critically examining its claims, evidential basis, and the broader implications it holds for our understanding of history. Origins and key assertions of the mud flood theory. The mud flood theory, while lacking a clear origin in historical discourse, has gained traction primarily through internet forums and social media platforms. It posits that sometime in the last 1,000 years, a cataclysmic event, often described as a massive flood of mud, engulfed and destroyed much of the world's civilizations. Proponents argue that this event was so devastating that it led to a global reset of culture and technology. The theory further suggests that in the aftermath of this catastrophe, there was a concerted effort by the surviving authorities or new powers to reconstruct society, rewriting or fabricating history in the process. Evidence presented by proponents. Supporters of the mud flood theory point to a variety of evidence which they claim mainstream science either misinterprets or deliberately ignores. This includes architectural anomalies. Buildings across the world, especially in Europe and Russia, are cited as having lower levels that are partially or completely buried underground. Theorists suggest these structures were originally built at ground level, and the mud flood is responsible for their current subterranean state. Historical artifacts and paintings. Certain historical paintings and photographs are interpreted by proponents as depicting the aftermath of the mud flood. These images often show buildings partially buried in earth or cities in a state of ruin, which are theorized to be the direct result of the mud flood. Inconsistencies in historical records. Theorists highlight gaps and inconsistencies in historical records, particularly in the chronological timeline of civilizations. They argue that these discrepancies indicate a manipulation or reconstruction of history to cover up the mud flood event. Scientific and historical analysis. When subjected to scientific scrutiny, the mud flood theory faces significant challenges. Geological feasibility. From a geological standpoint, the evidence for a recent large-scale mud flood event is lacking. Geologists and climatologists find no evidence in the Earth's stratigraphy or climate records that would suggest such an event occurred within the proposed timeline. Architectural examination. Historical and architectural experts explain that many of the buildings cited as evidence by mud flood theorists are actually examples of architectural styles that evolved over time. The buried lower levels of buildings are often the result of urban development processes such as the raising of street levels to prevent flooding or to build sewer systems. Historical record consistency. Historians and archaeologists argue that the purported gaps and inconsistencies in historical records can be explained through more conventional means, such as the loss of records over time, changes in record-keeping practices, or simply the incomplete nature of archaeological discoveries. Implications and the role of alternative histories. If the mud flood theory were true, it would imply a massive cover-up in historical scholarship and raise profound questions about our understanding of the past. However, the lack of empirical evidence supporting the theory and the robustness of existing historical and archaeological research make this highly unlikely. The theory is part of a broader phenomenon of alternative histories or pseudo-history, where non-mainstream theories gain popularity outside academic circles. These theories often reflect a distrust of established institutions and can be appealing due to their sensational and controversial nature. However, they also underscore the importance of critical thinking and the need for rigorous evidence-based analysis in historical research. Future directions in historical research. The exploration of theories like the mud flood provides an opportunity for reinforcing the importance of scientific methodology in historical and archaeological research. It highlights the need for continuous scrutiny of historical records and encourages the use of advanced technologies such as satellite imagery and geophysical surveys to further our understanding of the past. Exploring the mud flood theory reveals a deep divide between proponents and skeptics, with each side presenting arguments to support their viewpoints. Here's a summary of recent discussions and research findings regarding the mud flood theory. Recent discussions and research findings: skeptoids analysis on Tartaria and mud flood. Tartaria or Tartary refers to a vast area in Asia known by this name in European maps until the 19th century. The mud flood theory, emerging primarily from internet sources around 2017, suggests that an advanced civilization named Tartaria was destroyed by a mud flood. This theory is classified as a conspiracy theory, with origins traced back to YouTube videos starting around August 2016. The theory gained popularity by December 2018, propelled by internet users' growing interest. Skeptoid critically examines the theory, pointing out its basis in internet conspiracy culture rather than historical, archaeological, or geological evidence. Ablison's critique. Ablison highlights several flaws in the mud flood theory, emphasizing the lack of archaeological and geological records to support a global catastrophe involving mass mudflows. Modern geological research does not corroborate the theory's claims of prehistoric earthquakes causing catastrophic levels of erosion. Furthermore, floods typically leave behind identifiable traces such as watermarks and sediment deposits, none of which support the mud flood theory. This critique underscores the theory's speculative nature, lacking empirical facts and scientific backing. Criticisms by skeptics and experts. Skeptics argue there is no evidence for a global mud flood as proposed. Geological formations and stories from folklore attributed to the mud flood can usually be explained by natural processes. Archaeological and architectural claims made by proponents do not hold up against expert scrutiny. The theory's assumptions about historical architecture and advanced technologies purportedly lost in the flood are deemed implausible by architectural historians. Critics also challenge the theory's dystopian worldview, suggesting a deliberate cover-up of historical truths by an elite cabal. This aspect of the theory is seen as fostering mistrust and paranoia without substantive evidence. Cultural impact. Belief in the mud flood theory reflects a broader cultural phenomenon where non-mainstream theories gain traction outside academic circles. This reflects a distrust of established institutions and a fascination with alternative histories. Rejecting the theory, on the other hand, underscores the importance of critical thinking and reliance on empirical evidence and scientific methodology in historical research. While the mud flood theory presents an intriguing narrative, it is met with significant skepticism from the scientific and historical community due to a lack of empirical evidence. It highlights the challenges of distinguishing credible historical research from speculation and underscores the dynamic nature of historical inquiry. The theory serves as a case study in the complexities of interpreting history and the need for rigorous, evidence-based analysis. In conclusion, while the mud flood theory presents an intriguing narrative, it lacks the empirical evidence necessary to support its claims. It serves as a reminder of the complexities involved in historical interpretation and the importance of adhering to scientific principles in the pursuit of understanding our past. The theory, like other alternative histories, contributes to the rich tapestry of ideas that engage public interest and curiosity about history. but it also demonstrates the critical need for discernment and evidence-based analysis in distinguishing between credible historical research and unfounded speculation. The examination of such theories is not just an academic exercise. It plays a vital role in shaping our collective understanding of history and the development of human civilization. As we continue to explore and understand our past, it is crucial to approach such theories with both an open mind and a rigorous commitment to empirical evidence and scientific methodology. The mud flood theory and others like it underscore the dynamic and often contentious nature of historical inquiry, reminding us of the ongoing journey to unravel the mysteries of our past. In essence, the mud flood theory, despite its lack of support from the scientific and historical community, represents a fascinating aspect of human curiosity and the desire to understand our world. It challenges historians, archaeologists, and scientists to continually refine their methods, question established narratives, and explore the unknown with rigor and integrity. As we move forward, the tools and methods of historical research will undoubtedly evolve, potentially revealing new insights and reshaping our understanding of the past. However, the foundational principles of evidence-based inquiry and critical analysis will remain essential in guiding our exploration of history and unraveling the true story of human civilization. As we conclude our exploration of the mud flood theory, we're left pondering the thin line between history and mystery. While empirical evidence for such a recent civilization-altering event remains elusive, the theory opens intriguing dialogues about the interpretation of historical records, architectural anomalies, and the possibility of lost knowledge. We invite you to share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. Do you believe there's truth to the mud flood theory, or is it merely a captivating piece of modern folklore? What other historical mysteries do you think deserve a closer look? Your insights and curiosity fuel our journey through history's shadows and light. Thank you for watching Top Thangs. Sources: Skeptoid, Tartaria and the Mud Flood. Skeptoid.com, Ableson. What is the mud flood theory? www.ableson.com. Fomenko, Anatoly T. History, Fiction or Science? Mythek, 2003. Carotta, Francesco. Jesus was Caesar on the Julian Origin of Christianity. Whitgeveri Aspect, 2005. Harari, Yuval Noah. Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Harper, 2015.